Dear learners, I welcome you all in this session on trial balance. So, this is the second session on trial balance, and we will see the errors that are not disclosed by the trial balance. Because, as we have studied, that the trial balance is not a conclusive proof of accuracy. There are errors which are not disclosed by the trial balance. So here today we will study what are those errors which are not disclosed by the trial balance. The first one is the trial balance is not absolute proof of the accuracy of the ledger accounts. It is a proof only of the arithmetical accuracy of the posting. The total of debits may be equal to the total of credits, yet still there may be errors. So as we have discussed that there may be errors which might have been committed during the process of recording the journal entry or transferring from journal entry to ledgers or transferring the balance from ledgers to trial balance. So let me discuss the errors which are not disclosed by the trial balance. First one is errors of principle. Well friends, you are well aware that we have certain principles while recording the business transaction in the book of original entry. So we need to follow all those principles while recording the business transaction in the book of original entry. And if we will not follow those principles, then definitely the error will take place. So there are errors which are not disclosed by the trial balance, and these are the errors of principles which are not disclosed by the trial balance. See, this error violates the fundamentals of bookkeeping. For instance, purchase of furniture is debited to purchase account instead of furniture account. So what we did is that we purchased a furniture, say for example for rupees 5 lakh. So when we have purchased furniture of rupees 5 lakh, then the journal entry that must have been recorded in the journal is furniture account debit to cash. So this is the right journal entry which must have been recorded in the book of original entry. But what mistake we committed is that instead of debiting the furniture account, we debited the purchase account instead of furniture account. And what wrong entry we made is purchases account debit to cash account. So here friends, you see that instead of furniture account, the mistake which was committed by the accountant while passing the journal entry is that instead of furniture account, he debited the purchase account. So here this type of error will not at all be disclosed by the trial balance because of the reason that the furniture was supposed to be debited by rupees 5 lakh, but instead of furniture the purchase was debited by rupees 5 lakh. So here the difference is not there because the furniture account was supposed to be debited. So instead of furniture account, only purchase account has been debited. So the debit balance remains the same. Neither it was increased nor it was decreased, but the error was of writing the amount in the wrong name. So instead of furniture account, the purchase account was debited. So this sort of error of principle will not at all be disclosed by the trial balance. See another example, that you incurred rupees 5,000 on the installation of machine. You bought a machine of rupees 1 lakh, and then for installation of that particular machine you paid rupees 5,000 on labor. So here, while making a journal entry, the right journal entry that must have been passed in the book of original entry must be machine account debit to cash. But here, instead of debiting the machine account, what we did is that we debited the labor wages account. So we made the journal entry wages account debit to cash. So here the mistakes are of principles, that the bookkeeping principles have not been followed properly, but the mistake has been committed, but such mistakes are not disclosed by the trial balance, because as per the right journal entries, the machine account was supposed to be debited by rupees 5,000, because we paid rupees 5,000 on account of installation of machine. So machine account must have been debited by rupees 5,000, but instead of debiting the machine account we debited the wages account. So here, instead of machine account debited, wages account has been debited. It means the amount of debit balance will remain the same in the trial balance. Only the difference is that instead of machine, the machine account balance will be reduced by rupees 5,000, which is a debit balance, but on the other hand wages account debit balance will be increased by rupees 5,000, which is again a debit balance. So this sort of errors are not located by the trial balance. Then the next one is error of omission. Well friends, you all might be well aware that error of omission is also not disclosed by the trial balance. This occurs when a transaction is completely omitted while posting from journal to ledger. For instance, if a credit purchase is omitted to be recorded in the purchase book, then it will be omitted to be posted both in the purchase account and as well as in the supplier's account. So it is very simple, that if we bought goods worth rupees 2 lakh from XYZ company limited on credit, so here the journal entry must be purchases account debit to XYZ limited company rupees 2 lakh. So here in this transaction two accounts have been affected. First account is purchases account and the second account is XYZ limited account. So here what happened, that we made the right journal entry in the book of original entry, but while posting it we completely omitted to post the balance of rupees 2 lakh in the purchases account and in the suppliers account. neither we debited the purchases account by rupees 2 lakh, nor we credited the suppliers account by rupees 2 lakh. So here this transactions was completely omitted. Therefore, this sort of error is also not disclosed by the trial balance, though the error has been committed. But despite the fact, such errors will not at all be located by a trial balance, because we completely forgot to record these transactions either from journal to ledger or from ledgers to trial balance. So this sort of error will not at all be disclosed by the trial balance. Next one is posting to wrong account. Yes, posting an item to wrong account but on the correct side. For instance, if a purchase of rupees 200 from Ramu has been credited to Raman account instead of Ramu, this error will not at all affect the agreement of trial balance. So here the mistake has been committed. We purchased the goods from Mr. Ramu worth rupees 200. So the right journal entry that must have been passed will be purchases account debit to Ramu rupees 200. But when we pass the journal entry, instead of crediting the Ramu account, we credited the Raman's account, and the wrong journal entry which was passed in the book of original entry was purchases account debit to Raman. So here the mistake has been committed that instead of crediting the Ramu account, we wrongly credited the Raman account. So this sort of error will not at all be disclosed by the trial balance, as the account of Ramu must have been credited, but instead of Ramu the account of Mr. Raman has been credited. So here this sort of error will not at all be disclosed by the trial balance, because here the credit balance remains the same, because the Ramu account has been now reduced by rupees 200, but on the other hand the Raman account, that is the credit balance of the Raman account, has been increased by rupees 200. So on one side the credit balance of Ramu account is reduced by rupees 200, but on the other hand the credit balance of Raman account has been increased by rupees 200. So here this sort of error will not at all be disclosed by the trial balance, but still the error takes place. Then the next one is error of amount in original book. If an invoice for rupees 632 is entered in the sales book as rupees 623, so this is what we call transposition error, as we have discussed just now, that if a figure is moved from right to left or left to right is called transposition error. So this sort of errors are known as transposition error. So here you might be seeing that the invoice for rupees 632 is entered in the sales book 623. So here you see that instead of 32 the amount has been written 23, because 6 is the first figure, it is as it is, there is no change. But the second figure was 3, but instead of 3 2 has been written, and the third figure was 2, so instead of 2 the figure 3 was written. So last two digits were moved from left to right or right to left. The trial balance will come out correctly. Since the debit and credit have been recorded as rupees 623, the arithmetical accuracy is there. Then the next one is compensating errors. So if one account in the ledger is debited with rupees 500 less and the another account in the ledger is credited rupees 500 less, these errors cancel themselves. That is, one error is neutralized by similar error on the opposite side. So we can discuss it with the help of the example. That say for example, I received or the business received rupees 500 from Mr. Ram. So the right journal entry that must have been passed is cash account debit to Ram 500. 5,000 instead of 500, it is 5,000. So if the business receives rupees 5,000 from Mr. Ram, so the journal entry must have been cash account debit to Ram 5,000. But while recording the transaction, what mistake we committed is that instead of 5,000, here the Ram account has been credited by rupees 500 less. So here instead of 5,000, the amount was written 4,500 rupees. So here the journal entry that must have been recorded in the books of the account was cash account debit to Ram 5,000. But while posting these transactions into ledger, in the credit side of Ram account, we must have written rupees 5,000, that is buy cash 5,000. But instead of 5,000, wrongly we wrote rupees 4,500. So here in the debit side of cash account, we wrote 5,000, but in the credit side of Ram account, instead of 5,000, wrongly the amount which was written was 4,500. It means the credit side of Ram account has been reduced by rupees 500. Now the second mistake which we committed is that we paid rupees 5,000 to Mr. Shyam. So the journal entry that must have been recorded in the books of the account is that Shyam account debit to cash rupees 5,000. So here Shyam account must have been debited by rupees 5,000 and the cash account must have been credited by rupees 5,000. So cash account was credited by rupees 5,000. Here in the cash account there is no mistake. But as far as the Shyam account must have been debited by rupees 5,000. But instead of rupees 5,000, the account of Mr. Shyam was debited only by rupees 4,500. So here the debit side of Mr. Shyam is less by rupees 500. On the other hand, the credit side of Mr. Ram is reduced by rupees 500 or short by rupees 500. So here one mistake was neutralized by the similar sort of mistake. So when one mistake is compensated by another mistake, so such type of errors are also not disclosed by the trial balance. Next one is advantages of trial balance. Let us have a look at advantages of trial balance. First one is it presents to the businessman a consolidated list of all ledger balances. Yes, of course, because all the balances of ledger accounts are transferred to the debit or credit column of a trial balance. So this is basically consolidated list of the balances of all the ledger accounts. Second one is shortest method of verifying arithmetical accuracy of entries made in the ledger. So whatever transactions which have been made in journals and then posted into ledger, so this is the shortest method where we can verify the arithmetical accuracy of recording the business transactions into journal and then posting it into ledger and then transferring the balances into trial balance. Then third one is it helps in the preparation of final accounts, that is trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Yes, of course, as we have already discussed that the financial statements are prepared with the balances shown in the debit or credit side of a trial balance. So it facilitates the accountant. It helps the accountant while preparing the financial statements. And when we say financial statements, it means trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. And if the organization is in manufacturing concerns, then of course we need to prepare a manufacturing account also. Then the next one is if the total of debit side is equal to the total of credit side, the trial balance is said to agree. Yes, of course, because both the sides, that is debit side and credit side of a trial balance must be tallied. Otherwise, it is implied that some errors have been committed in the preparation of accounts. So if both the side of trial balance does not tally, it means certain errors have been committed during the process of recording the business transactions and then posting it into ledger and then transferring the balances of ledger into a trial balance. Then the next one is trial balance helps to uncover accounting errors by comparing both sides, that is debit side and credit side of journal. If debit and credit amounts are not identical, it means if the amount of debit and credits do not match, it indicates that there is an error in the books of the accounts. Then the last one is limitations of trial balance. So we have seen that trial balance is a method to test the arithmetical accuracy of the accounting record. Therefore, if the total of both the column of trial balance are not equal, there must be an error in recording transaction in the accounts. However, trial balance will not disclose the following errors. The errors which are not disclosed by the trial balance. It is unable to find the missing entry from the journal ledger. So if any transactions which has not been recorded either in the journal or in the ledger, then such type of errors will not be disclosed by the trial balance. It is unable to protect recording errors. Then the third one is the posting of a debit or credit to the correct side of the ledger but to a wrong account. Yes, the posting of debit or credit to the correct side of the ledger. Say for example, if something must have been debited in the RAM account, but the same amount was debited instead of RAM account, it was debited to Sham account. So here the figure has been recorded in the wrong account but in the correct side of the ledger. So instead of RAM, the Sham account has been debited. Though the account of Mr. Ram must have been debited, but unfortunately the account of Mr. Sham was debited. So this sort of mistake will not at all be disclosed by the trial balance. Then the next one is compensating error. As we have discussed that an error of rupees 500 is exactly cancelled by another rupees 500 error elsewhere. Then the errors of principle. Yes, error of principle will also not be disclosed by the trial balance. So error of principle, this sort of error will not at all be disclosed by the trial balance. So these are the few errors which are not disclosed by the trial balance. So therefore we must understand the true spirit of the trial balance, that trial balance is not a conclusive proof of the accuracy of the books of the account. Rather, trial balance is an arithmetical accuracy. It ensures the arithmetical accuracy of the books of the account, that the arithmetical accuracy is good, but the trial balance does not ensure 100% protection from the errors. So this was all about the discussion on trial balance. So I am pretty sure that the students might have been benefited by this discussion on the topic trial balance. So I extend my sincere thanks for the learners who listened to this lecture very patiently. Thank you very much.